Okay, well, hello everyone. Welcome to, I guess, a special COVID edition of the Fitat60 Fireside Chats. Joining us today is the beautiful Zelene, who is an influencer, a social media guru who has almost 100,000 followers with her handle Beauty60 Plus. And obviously these chats are about talking to people who are inspirational and just learning who they are and what makes them tick. So Zelene, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Matt. It's a pleasure to be talking to you this morning.
Great. Oh, thank you very much. I guess, one of the questions I like to ask everybody is, I'd love to know, what does being over 60 mean to you? And when I say to you, what does it mean to you personally, but what does it mean to all the people who follow you and all the people that you interact with? What does it mean to them? What does it mean today to be over the age of 60?
I think one of the reasons why I created my account initially is to inspire women my age, and also to be inspired by them, because I think it's very important that we get rid of the ageism that is pervasive in our culture, even today. So I thought that by creating my account, I can influence really more of, not influence, but more inspiration to the others. And funny enough, a lot of young women write to me and tell me that they'd like to be like me when they grow up. So that's the gist of it.
And so it's so inspirational to meet somebody who, who's doing this, who's really doing it and making a difference. And it's interesting to hear you say that younger women are finding you and approaching you. And I guess, my question there would be, what do you think, let's take somebody at 30 years old today, what do you think they should be doing to ensure that they are their best selves by the time they get to 60? Do you have any kind of go-to advice for them?
Yes, I do. If I could turn back time and I was 30 again, I would certainly start my health regime, eating healthy, sleeping a lot, which I didn't do when I was in my 30s, because they were all about parties and that sort of thing, and going out, that sort of thing. And more importantly is to build up my health regimen. It's very important to stay strong, because I think being physically strong is also building up your emotional strength in the process. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's we have a saying, use it or lose it, and that's true for the body as it is for the mind. You've got to be physically fit and mentally fit. I think you're right. It's the things that you can learn habitually in your 30s and 40s that help you, when you get that much older. It's really interesting. I guess, who we just celebrated, or we posted on our page, Clint Eastwood turning 91. Somebody.
Oh my God.
I know, right? And he's still a great, physically great looking individual. And I think, he's somebody who's obviously taking care of himself, and probably easy for him to do so as a Hollywood star. But are there other people that you look to or point to and go, they've done it well? They've, I'm going to look to what they did as an inspiration for me.
Well, for me as a woman, I currently look up to Sophia Loren.
Yeah, okay.
because I believe that Sophia Loren is a great example for women of today, that they embrace aging naturally without having so much vanity, and just loving themselves for the experiences have had in the past, and being the woman that they are today. And I loved her for it.
And I think it's, you know, again, what we constantly see is it's great that we have some people in the public eye who we can point to and say, wow, they're doing brilliantly. Sophia Loren's, you know, one we were talking about Barbara Streisand a few weeks ago, another person, you know, who's doing brilliantly. I guess if I then sort of focus that lens on you, you're obviously in the public eye yourself. You know, do you have a feeling that you sort of always need to be on? Are you able to sort of switch off from it and focus on you rather than, you know, just the inspiration side?
Yeah, certainly. You know, it's funny that Instagram has become a form of therapy for me. So every now and again, I take a rest from it. Like last Easter, I took a week off from Instagram, and I found that there was something missing in me. It's not the need to be on per se. It's more of a need for me to be able to be inspired by other people, and also in the process inspire people as well. And
right. So tell me this: what's your kind of number one tip for staying fit, either in mind or in body? What's your go-to kind of routine to keep yourself in top shape?
well, it has to be the mindset first, because without that proper mindset, the body will not follow. In my own experience and in my own humble opinion, as soon as I was, the reason why I went back to the gym was because I'm finding that I was getting weaker. So, and I thought, no, there's still a lot more to live for after 60, and I want to be able to enjoy life more in my twilight years, because before 60 I was working and I was very busy. I was busy with work, I was busy with house chores, and reaching 60 and retiring finally gave me the opportunity to be focusing on myself for a change. You know, my I think it's very important too that we realize that age should not stop us from having a purpose in life. Now, a lot of people think that once they retire, that's it. No, on the contrary, I'm finding that retirement is more enjoyable than all the responsibilities that I have had before previously. And now I'm just loving it. I'm loving that I'm not stressed, that I'm loving it that I can wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm loving it that I don't have to please anyone at work. So this is the best time, really. So people should look forward to their retirement. It's time to travel, maybe fall in love again for the first time that you haven't been in love before, that sort of thing.
It's so interesting to hear you talk in that positive way, because again, part of why we started Fit60 in the first place was, you know, talking to particularly women, you know, over the age of 60, was the media kind of reflects a lot of issues back to them. So you generally paint people over 60 with gray hair and, you know, bad back or bad knees or some kind of issue or ailment, and it's sort of what defines them in the media. But talking to people in their 60s, that's not their mindset at all. Like you know, they're out enjoying life. And, you know, my question to you is, do you think, you know, you touched on at the beginning that as a society, we need to be much more positive and much more embracive of people over the age of 60. And that's why you started Beauty 60 Plus.
Mhm.
Do you think we should be lobbying government to put in much more sort of strict protocols or processes around how we talk about people as they age? Because, you know, I think we collectively feel like we're a bit left behind, but our day-to-day life is still beautiful and lovely and positive, but just not what we see otherwise.
Mhm. Yes, definitely. I think the government can play a significant role in changing that mindset of people who are aging, you know, give them more support and give them more motivation, perhaps, you know, programs that they initiate for older people, for the elderly. I think they can do a lot more.
Yeah, great. Well, look, we're sort of at time. It's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you so much for your time and energy. We continue to follow you on Instagram and like all the things that you do. Obviously, there's a link to your bio on our site with this video and everything else. But for now, I just wanted to say thank you very much for your time and wish you the very best.
Oh, it's really my pleasure, Matt. Thank you very much for talking to me today.
Great. Good on you.